What's up, Milos? Where are you in Serbia? I forgot.
Hey, listen, I forgot. I was so in a hurry to get home by 8 o'clock because I
I
overlooked.
totally. So you left right after the fights?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Right after the fight, day
Oh,
later.
oh,
Yeah, but I'm right now in Novi Sad, and it's like, hold on a second. Today is Tuesday. Oh my God! And then I had like 1 hour to make a 45-minute drive.
oh. Okay. All right, we
Just got
got
to
we
the
got
train.
we got a little time before my guest for today, Dan Solomon, is going to come on in like 30 minutes. So let's use these 30 minutes to catch up on what happened this past weekend. Other than the UFC, we also had the UK Pro. But let's talk about the UFC real quick. I do not understand how Mirab or how let me say how Sean wins 2 rounds in that fight.
Yes, hard to imagine.
I had
Last
it.
round, last round, so and so. There was,
Yeah,
but
if you give him one, give him the last round.
yeah,
But
that's that's
other than that, he was dominated.
yeah, absolutely. I
Yeah.
mean,
Chris, did you watch it?
No, I didn't get a chance. I just saw a couple. I saw him. I saw Sean getting taken down a lot. I saw that.
Oh yeah, he was more on his back than on his feet.
I never seen people taken down like that before, though.
Yeah, he didn't think he was going to get taken down.
exactly.
He didn't think he thought he had a good takedown defense. Merab showed him off, man. That shit was man. And
Yeah.
I lost money because of that. I said I don't care. I said I put money on Sean, but I said
Hey.
I hope he loses. How stupid am
Jay,
I?
Jay was like, "Hey, I want to put 500 on Sean." I said, "Don't." I, and afterwards, I told you so, man.
Yeah,
I mean, Rob is machine.
yeah,
Different type of human.
yeah. Let's talk about the
Yeah.
UK Pro real quick, man. A lot of controversy, a lot of people talking about
Mhm.
um, um, Andrea Presti and Bruno. What's his name?
We got
Bruno Santos.
Bruno
Bruno
Santos, which is your athlete. You
Yes.
know. So now I'm gonna tell you guys what I saw. I watched it, and for me, it was actually clear. And I'm talking about the stream. It was clear that Presti's going to win this because condition-wise, he was just on another level. And then after, I didn't even see the confirmation round at the finals. I just saw it prejudging, and then for me,
Yeah.
this was crystal clear. I didn't, he was second the week before. Bruno was third the week before. I didn't think anybody was even close. So then I see the awards, and they call in Andrea Presti in second place, and I was like, wow, I didn't really get that. So even looking back at the videos, I was like, but then I talked to someone who was there in the first row,
Yeah.
who
And what did they say?
I'll tell you exactly what they said. Andrea Presti was winner after prejudging. He was leading in first.
Yeah.
Bruno was in third after prejudging.
Yeah. I've seen the score sheet.
And even though it was just a couple of hours in between, Andrea supposedly faded drastically. And Bruno either got a little bit better or was the same and jumped 2 spots.
Yeah. I mean, that tells you, for people when they say, oh, first is first, second is second, third is third. And I said this especially because Chris is here. Chris would go from whatever place in '97 Olympia to the second place right 2 weeks later. I mean the differences are so small. I thought clearly there was Presti, Bruno, and Lewis for top 3. Which way it would go? I mean, I'm a coach and I'm trying not to be biased. I think that combination of shape, balance, upper body, lower body, and good enough conditioning to take over was Bruno. But Presti was super conditioned, as he always is. You could see the balance is not there. Legs are still lacking.
Yeah,
Okay.
but they were also lacking last week.
They were also lacking last week, exactly. So you make the same point. Yeah, but there's different judging panel, right? So of course I'm delighted that my guy won, qualified for Olympia. He's a phenomenal guy. I will tell you this: he was in much better condition that live stream is showing, and they're gonna say again oh, bias coach, have this
Yeah,
excuse.
I see what you're saying, and I saw pictures, but still, live stream, they're all under the same light. So if
Yeah.
Andrea is
Andrea.
better conditioned, then he's a better conditioned on the pictures too.
There is no question about it.
Yeah.
There's level to conditioning,
Right.
and Mauro and Andrea always reach that crazy level,
Yeah.
right? But there are some video footages from like kind of side that you can see the legs and volume not being there, right?
Right.
So frontally, there is one angle that you can maybe look better, but judges see you from all the angles, and then they have to assess balance between upper body and lower body.
Right.
I still think that if Andrea won, there would be a good call. My guy won, so what I'm gonna say, like, oh
No, I'm not.
know?
I'm not asking you to say, yeah, he shouldn't have won. What I'm saying is, though, people talk, and
Yeah.
I felt the same. I thought that this should have been Andrea or Andre. What's his name? Andrea.
Andrea Preston.
Yeah.
Andrea. Yeah. So I thought it was clear him, but then listening to someone who was there who knows bodybuilding,
Yeah.
who clearly said in the prejudging he was clear winner. But he faded so drastically, supposedly. I didn't see that on the video.
I didn't either.
But that's what I got from someone who was there and who knows. That's how the judges also felt. He faded drastically from the prejudging to the confirmation round. At the confirmation round, Bruno jumped from third to first.
I think it's a matter of they both were good. One is built more like a Presti, more like to me, like a Doberman Pinscher style physique. The other guy a little bit more heavier, like a Rottweiler style physique. But I thought Presti's body composition, I'm talking about his pecs a little bit longer. The Bruno's pecs a little bit shorter. And then some of the shots, like the front lat spread, you could see the difference in the style of physiques.
Yeah, and Bruno has good quads. I mean, that was obvious.
Yeah, it's good quads. So
Okay.
it has something on each other.
Did you just compare them to dogs? To the
Yes.
oh my god!
His legs is more
Chris is being creative.
more lengthy legs on Presti, but a little bit more diced as far as conditioning. But
I see your point. No, I see your point. Rottweiler,
more thicker, more
yeah,
thick.
and this guy elongated.
But the actual muscle insertions were a little bit better on Presti.
But you
I probably went to Presti.
Yeah,
you know,
me too. Still I'm going off pictures and off the videos, but I wasn't there. And this is what we always say, that sometimes things just look a little different once you're in front of the stage. And Tyler Mannion was the head judge, so I don't think that he tried. There's nothing fishy going on. He must
when he calls it, it's for a reason.
Right. He must have saw that he really faded, because they told me he faded like.
But Presti from the prejudging, when he tried to hit his Christmas tree, you can see striations, but it's flooded with some type of filmy striation type look. I don't know.
Well,
That could have been it.
Santos didn't even have them striations when you see it this way.
I know, but I'm just saying he left the door open by presenting that physique when that could have been a lot cleaner look.
Okay, we know that going into the show, there's no clear dominant favorite going into the show.
Right.
I mean, they were all close. And this guy who got second place, this guy looked great.
I mean, he was second. Andrea was second.
Third.
Luis was third.
No, the guy who wasn't second after prejudging. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That dude was crazy. I mean, when I saw him, I was like, damn, where did he come from?
Did he train out of Dubai, I think, does he?
I think he's from he's from England, yeah.
Yeah. Very good guy. I mean, he would be like top five in all the last few shows.
Yeah.
He's going to do, I talked to him, he's going to do a few more shows this year. He's going to try to get early.
France. He's going to do France.
Probably. He's not doing Reno.
What about
I know that, you see, Bruno was scheduled for Reno, and he's still going to do it. He signed a contract and the planning to do it originally.
So is he going to be in Vegas the last couple of weeks?
I mean, right now I'm here, so he's going to go to Reno. Yeah, I hope he's going to be in Vegas.
Yeah, because
for me, okay, when you look at his physique, like you say, there's not striated look. He just
Yeah,
is
please,
one of
Milos.
those guys that doesn't have a striation,
Yeah,
right?
Milos, please tell him when he turns around not to point on his glutes like he's showing some fucking striations. When he had, he was the only one in the top 4 without striated
Hey,
glutes.
Dennis, if Milos didn't go like this, then it ain't happening.
No, but he kept, every time he turned around, he kept pointing at his glutes, like, watch this
Yeah.
now. I was like, what are you doing? He
Like-
stood right next to Andrea Presti, whose glutes were fucking shredded. You know,
Yeah.
you make a fool out of yourself doing
I'd
that.
rather you just get into your fucking shot.
Yeah.
Right.
But he saw the
Hey,
striation,
hey,
right?
Dennis says a person that used to always point at his leg.
Oh, yeah, Chris Comier, yeah.
Me. But I was zippering. I'm doing that zipper.
Yeah. But no, he probably saw his striations in the room or a couple of days prior, you know. I mean, I'm sure when you wake up in the morning, he has some striations in there. But there's levels to striations in the glutes, you know. And
Absolutely.
he was on the lower level compared to the other guys, to be
I
honest.
tell you, Bruno has no weakness, no weak body part, no weak pose.
Well, if
You
he
know what I mean?
dials, if he dials in, he's going to be good.
Yeah, and he needs to for Olympia to possibly crack a top 10, which a lot of people would say like it's out of the realm, but it is possible. We're going to talk about later who is our top six. A bunch of guys are not going to be able to make it. I still hope that the Cruz even showed me the update right now, like 2 hours ago. Like great, but there's
What is
no
the updates? And can you reveal that?
just the documents revealed.
Yeah.
It's an exact document that I sent to the dick
about
face,
Patrick?
to reveal without saying reveal. Just say the update.
Why the whole week? Every day I look into YouTube as Milos is back in the news. Milos,
Hey, listen. Okay, let's put something in perspective. Would anybody ever want to be secretly taped and then put publicly?
yeah.
Okay.
But you
So
remember?
the piece
But
of
you
shit-
remember? But maybe.
No, let me just put it this way before you stop me. The piece of shit personality does that, and I call him what he is, right? As he was doing it. All the other reasons I can mention this in separate, but right there is the proof, and then posting it.
Yeah.
Okay?
I mean.
Yeah, I'm furious. I'm angry.
Yeah.
This is nobody
So
from
you-
Australia. Hold on. Let me just finish. So you're gonna get me just a minute. Nobody from Australia I was helping for years. Helping. I can show you 25 times that he invited me to the show.
Yeah.
I mean, I just want to genuinely help him. And this time, he wants to help because he said, listen, there's so much misinformation. If you're going to do it, okay, let's do this properly. And this is all there is to it. And now I'm helping him and he's jumping on me and, using F word.
Did you know that he taped you?
No, of course not.
Because you mentioned it. I said, he probably taped me while I was going off. Remember you said that to me?
I told you because I sensed it.
Yeah.
I sensed,
So,
because that's what piece of shit does.
yeah. I mean, I think,
Chris, you're laughing. But let's establish
I'm
this.
laughing because I know you.
in California, you could catch a case for doing that. So, but
course. I mean, listen.
here's my 2 cents. I understand you completely. I see his side on the other side. I can see his side.
How?
I
Explain me.
I am.
Okay,
I'm
be on his
trying.
side.
I'm trying. I'm not on his side. I can see his side.
How?
I can see his side
What is his side?
because I believe he wanted to help to get this out. What he's trying to do is, and this is YouTube. I told you that last week. This is how YouTube works. The more people click, the more people see the video. So you didn't see the video that he put together, did you?
I don't even know that. I don't think that he did.
I
Did
know.
you?
I know he didn't, because if you would have said, "Let me see the video," and if you would have saw, "Give me a chance now, give me a minute." If you would have saw the video, and the video would have been like exactly what you were thinking to be, then you understand maybe that when you click, you'll see that. If you have no clickbait, so to speak, and let's say only 3,000 people see it, then it's less views. Of course, in his mind is also views for money. It's absolutely normal.
That's the only thing that mattered to him.
That's the side
And
I
then-
see.
Yeah, drama, exclusive,
Yeah.
revealed, documents from a code. Like, I want to create a drama about the cruise.
What would you? What?
I want to create a drama
No.
and give you exclusive right. Like, you are so special. I'm going to give
Yeah, but
your
mi-
channel
What's different?
exclusive rights.
What's different when you say revealed or updated or
Listen,
or-
whatever it is, I was telling him, drama exclusive document, the letters revealed. I'm revealing, I am creating drama and revealing the document, the letters.
Yeah.
I am creating a drama. Like, I want this and give him a.
Dennis, I just think he don't want it. He don't want it to be perceived as like, oh, like you showing. up to-
I understand what Milos is saying.
He,
I see
he
where
would
he's.
rather it be presented a certain way. You gotta probably.
I
respect
get
that.
it. I get it. I get Milos' side, and I can
But I
see.
understand what you're
I
saying
can
on-
see his side, what his plan was. I wouldn't accuse him of only doing this for clickbait. I would just, instead of. I would have just, if I would have been him, I would have just sent Milos a video to look at it first, and then come up with a title together. How about that?
Together.
Yeah.
But he was sending,
Together.
I can send the whole text, and there's a text there. If you would
Well,
read all the text,
he revealed all the
I
text.
said it 10 times. I
Milos.
said it 10 times. Please don't put this. Please don't.
Yeah.
And then reveal is fucked up word. And then don't say bombastic.
Yeah, but you
change
got
all this stuff.
pretty heated though for a word.
No. In the text was 0.
Oh, I'm talking about the
Okay,
video.
yes.
I think it was the principle of.
Okay,
what he
so
wanted
here
to
it
do.
is, Dennis. He didn't put the whole video.
Oh, there was more.
You start the conversation with, "Hey man, so he called it. He called it. I'm fucking rude. Hold on a second. The guy that is helping you for years, I'm helping him. I don't have nothing from him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm genuinely helping him. Okay, so this time was no different. Again, I'm gonna help you with some information. Okay, you're gonna have for your channel, but it's not about your channel. It's about the cruise. And then in a text, which I think I text you. You could read it. It was 0 rudeness to my text. Which I'm fucking rude. And then when we start talking, right? Then he goes, "Are you threatening me?" I said, "How the fuck am I threatening you?" Okay, now this is the kind of things that pisses you off. Like right now, if I would tell you this.
What did he
right,
mean? What did he mean by threatening? What did you say or what did you do that he felt threatened?
Okay. So I guess he took me calling him a piece of shit. Threatening.
That's a threat?
And that's a threat.
Oh.
Okay. So anyway, of course I'm heated. Look, I don't ever pretend I'm who I am. Yeah, that's my reaction. Yeah, people, lost my mind. Yeah, my mind was always like this. It will always be like this.
I can vouch for that. That's Milos. You piss him off. You piss him off. This is what you get. You know what I'm saying? But on the
exactly.
side note, this doesn't mean that you are now 100% against this guy. I mean, you are mad at
I
this
like the
moment.
guy.
You know,
Listen, I like
but
the guy,
I
but-
want the people to understand. It's not like you hate this person now and you will do whatever you can do to fucking
You
hurt
said
him.
people shit because you was pissed off.
At this moment, yes.
Listen, I was helping the guy all these years, which I can prove it to you, right? I was helping. So this is how it is, Dennis. If you help somebody genuinely, for years, and then they go, "You're fucking rude." Hold on a second. I'm not fucking rude. Read the text. As a matter of fact, I told him, "Okay, pause the text." And then he says, "You want me to?" Okay, now he's the smart ass. I said it to you so you can read and see that I was not rude. Everybody can see I'm not rude. Then next thing you know, we're talking and he's jumping with, "Oh, you're threatening me." Like, what do you mean?
I wonder what he was thinking when he thought it was a good idea to send this
But, hey, Dennis,
video to John Bravo, and then do a video. I don't know.
He sent this to, I'm sure, Dave Palumbo first time they took it because they were laughing like a maniacs. But listen, who videotapes somebody's conversation? So imagine when he texts me this, I call him. He didn't expect it. So he had 2 phones. Is this the first time he's doing this?
Probably not.
Is this, what do you mean probably?
Yeah.
So you get the phone call and you had a second phone ready?
No,
And then you
I don't
take-
know. I don't know if he used a second phone.
Some
Maybe
shit
he
that does this all the time.
used another camera. Who knows? I mean, he obviously was prepared to film a conversation that's over FaceTime or
Anyway,
whatever.
maybe they'll make more videos from this. But
Yeah, I just saw another title today. Milos needs to apologize or some bullshit like this.
what? I like
I
to
don't
know
know.
if
I don't know. I don't watch the videos. I just saw it somewhere on YouTube. And Milos owes Xavier an apology. Yeah, maybe it's clickbait.
Whoever said that, they can put in a text under this video. What is for me to apologize?
Yeah, maybe it's just clickbait. That's what people do.
Yeah.
It's just clickbait.
Yes, that's what people do.
But Dennis, I didn't want to go past by saying Patrick Moore was surprisingly looking good.
Is that why he plays seventh? Or
Well,
six?
he could have been
Or
thicker,
six?
could have been thicker from the back, but all the time he spent away from the stage, I just wanted to give him an honorable mention.
Yeah, to be honest, I didn't even pay attention to Patrick. To be honest, I didn't even know he was in the show until I read his name.
Yeah, man.
I love his physique. When you think about it, you love the physique, but that comparison that you just said about Doberman and Rottweiler, and I was like, okay, Doberman, a classic physique.
If he had a thicker back situation, I think would have been a lot.
But Chris, placing sixth in the lineup like we saw at the UK, what does that mean?
By Tyler Mannion.
I'm just saying he stayed away for a long time.
Yeah, but because just what you just said, because he had some work to do. So what work did he put in? What improvement did you see?
Clear muscle, clean muscle.
He already had that before. But what improvement from his last showing did you see?
I thought he looked a lot better when I thought he was going to look by spending that much time away.
I think that if he would have looked the way he did at one Olympia that he was, where he was peeled out of his mind. If he would have looked just the same way, I think he would have placed in the top 3. So I think so. I'm not saying
back fitness, more hamstrings. I think he can move up.
How old is Patrick?
Okay, if he was peeled out of his mind, better condition than Andre Presti, he could have possibly beat Andre Presti. Right?
I didn't want to say that. I said top 3. So anywhere there, you saw what happened within 2 hours. The third jumped to first. So, but that's what I think, because I don't think that he made it. Come on, if you fly from the U.S. to the UK, arguably one of the weakest lineups this year, and you play 6th, I don't think that's motivating, to be honest. That's just my opinion. I'm sorry.
I mean, for sure not motivating for him, but he still have that Patrick Moore physique. Beautiful physique.
I know, but
we have hashtag bodybuilding when we see this.
Okay, but let's talk. Tell me, what does he have to do? What does he have to change now in order to move up in the next tier?
Well, like when he hit that last spread and back double, you could just see the thinness of the back. You can see the separation, but it's just thin as far as muscle density. Like you need more like this, and he had more like that. So it's
just the back. You mean just the back?
The back and hamstrings, I think, for the most part. But the front was looking pretty decent.
He has great shape. He has great shape. I always saw that.
Fidgeting a little bit too much with the poses, not being so. But I think that's just part of not being on the stage for a long time. Yeah, I wish him well, man. I give him a shout.
I wish him well too, but we need to give him some tips. What do you think he needs to improve in order to move up? Because right now he's moving down.
He's got my number if he wants some tips. I talked to Dom about it too.
Can you put your number here so everybody? So there's a lot of other people that need tips. Can you just vocalize your number real quick?
Well, the thing is, I made it a point to go to Houston before.
Okay.
And tried to help out. Like I tried to help a few of these guys like that, But yeah, I did that.
Yeah.
I do think that he has a beautiful physique, beautiful shape. He can get in crazy condition, like you said, Dennis. He was peeled out of his mind with Chris Aceto 1 year. And then, a few shows he didn't repeat that one, so I guess he left Chris. I don't know who he working with now.
With Dom now.
Yeah, it's good condition, it was not bad. But again, like you said, still some more muscle is missing.
Yeah.
And
I think overall he needs to get. I mean, he's got great arms, but overall he just needs to get. It's bodybuilding. You know how many comments I saw where people say you should do classic.
Yeah, but the same thing they were saying for Rafael Brandao. He should be classic.
Yeah, but what do you
Never mind.
what do you think Patrick's weight is?
I have no idea.
What do you
think?
guess? What do you guess when you see him?
Uh,
240.
What is he that tall? Is he that tall?
He's tall. Well, he's like, yeah, he's a good 5'11".
I was gonna say 252. I'm serious. Yeah.
40 something, 250 maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
I mean,
Patrick, let us know.
I don't know if I don't remember how tall he is because I would almost guessed in the 230s.
Fight it down. I mean,
I would have guessed in the 230s to be honest,
Yeah.
especially when it's in real shape. So I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying he should do classic. I'm just saying that's what people saying. Because I just think that for this lineup, for him being in 6th and not fighting for the title is not good. It's not good. There's literally guys ahead of him. There's literally guys ahead of him we don't even know, like this guy from England. I didn't know who he was. There's this other guy that placed 4th and who got 5th? Shit, I don't remember.
Completely blocked right now.
Yeah, anyway, so you see, those are not household names. And Patrick Moore is a name. We all know Patrick Moore, so we expect, let me put it this way. I just expected a little bit more. I expected Patrick to come in and fight for that title.
But going from, I mean, maybe the personal life is not adding up. Maybe the stresses.
Well, what other excuses should we have?
Maybe you got some kind of, maybe the focus is getting,
Okay, so and the judges should keep that in mind, or say, okay, he's going through a divorce or a
I'm just
breakup.
looking for a reason.
Yeah,
Looking
there's no reasons. We shouldn't use any
okay.
reasons.
not particularly this show, but just leading up to this show.
I'm not shitting on Patrick. I know he has way more potential than this. I know he's better than what he was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The top 5 were very respectful. 4th was the Dr. Mo, that is a Chris Aceto guy, and it was in good condition, not in great condition. When he won one time, whatever show, and qualified for Olympia, he was peeled out of his mind. So he didn't repeat that, but it was good. Lorenzo Luove, the guy that was in top 5 last week, repeated. And he kind of looked like Steve Kuklo, so it's Patrick guy, and
Yeah.
everything. He was not like, Patrick was blown out of the water and all these guys kill him.
Right.
Comparison, and somebody has to be first, somebody has to be sixth.
Yeah.
I don't. Why didn't we include him in the prediction?
Because we haven't saw him in years, and it's hard to just come back from not competing in years.
Oh, so you had no faith in him? Is that what you said?
Did he predict last week?
No, we didn't. I'm just giving you guys some shit.
I thought maybe I predicted. I said to Bruno, he has a clear chance of winning, okay? Because that's what we discussed. In comparison to Andrea's going to outcondition him, but he's going to outbalance him. And legs can play. If you do the legs correctly and show that separation and that thickness is going to be seen. Andrea is master of presenting the cuts in the legs. But as you turn around, you can see, okay, there's a moments, right? Even from the front or from the side, he can pull it off. But in that transition from one, you could see it on the stage in front of you. There is not enough thickness.
What about like the front double? They both had underwhelming front double biceps, right?
I mean, Andrea, maybe Andrea's arms are not that great, but he has great width, great a V-taper. I think the front double, he looks great.
Okay. So he probably won the front double. He won the lat spread.
That's something we can wait for because I'm sure Tyler's going to make a video on this because he was head judging.
Chris. Okay, so how are you going to win front double if your lower body is not winning? So this is what I said many times. Cover the upper body on the pictures or videos and just look at the legs, okay? And if you do this in this kind of show, that's what I was telling Bruno. You have a chance to win the front poses.
Okay. So do you think Bruno won the front poses?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, definitely not at prejudging.
No, I think
You know what I'm saying? Prejudging, he was third. So
yeah,
I'm sure he didn't win them in prejudging, but at the
but
confirmation round, he
isn't Bruno's chest short in the front? It's not down his body.
Chris paying attention to detail that I don't even look
but
for.
It's like in Rottweiler. What do you want?
The shot, it's hard to say
All
I'm
right.
taking the credit in Presti.
All right, Chris, hold your thought because we're going to talk about this later. Dan, welcome to the show, my man, to the old school roundtable. Since you maybe not as old as we are, but you're also old enough to join the old school roundtable.
And the man.
I love the fact that you don't think I'm as old as you are, but I'm going to remind you how old I am right now. So one of my favorite Dennis James stories between you and I, Dennis, and of course the rest of the world now, back in 2000, I want to say it was 2001, D. Basically what happened was I was a fledgling bodybuilding reporter back in those days, and I was always trying to stir up storylines and create rivalries and get people trash talking. And right after the 2001 Olympia, I wrote a story about the results of the event. And if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, you finished 7th at the 2001 Mr. Olympia.
Well,
okay?
Technically, I finished 6th because supposedly Jay Cutler was disqualified.
Okay, well that's a whole lot. I wasn't going there. Okay. I wasn't going, but I do know that I was very critical of your physique, and I don't remember why. I can't put it together, but I do know that back in those days, of course, it was never a good idea to come at a bodybuilder the way that I did, and you called me out for it. You probably don't even remember.
No.
You called me out for it, and you made it very clear that you didn't appreciate what I had to say. Now, I do remember that you defeated Dexter Jackson at that Olympia.
Yes.
You finished just ahead of him, but I'll always say that some of my best friendships, my greatest relationships in this industry start from moments like that, where you piss somebody off, and then all of a sudden you hug and you kiss and you make up. And I remember that like it was yesterday, and that was 23 years ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, Dennis.
And I would never say it's not true because I don't remember, but I could see that happening. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely I didn't take it too hard too much because I would have never spoke to you again probably if I would have taken it too serious.
Could you imagine if in this business we didn't speak to anybody after they talked shit about us? We'd have nobody to talk to.
Right. But then back then, it wasn't even that bad because we didn't have any social media. Now you can get it in 2 hours. You can read that shit about you.
That's right. No,
back then you had to wait till the magazine comes out.
It's very.
Dennis was famous for sound bites after the show.
Right.
But then the reason why I wanted to bring you onto this show is, first of all, because like we know each other for a very long time. I remember of Dan Salomon is like back even the the Pro Bodybuilding Weekly podcast. You were that first bodybuilding podcast ever where there wasn't even podcasts back then. And you had a weekly show with Bob back then. But for my main thing, the question that I have for you that I want people to know and hear is you've been involved in bodybuilding for a long time. I always said if you want to kill some time at any show, give Dan a microphone and you're good for at least 30 minutes. But in 2019, when the year before Jake Wood took over, in 2019, you were basically thrown into the deep end of the pool as running the Olympia and basically being in charge of the biggest bodybuilding event of the world. Tell me, what was it like going from being a bodybuilding fan and you know an analyst and MC and whatever all the other things you did to all of a sudden being in charge of running the biggest bodybuilding event in the world?
Yeah, it was such a unique situation that I was sort of pulled into. And it's funny because with the Olympia, it's not one of those scenarios where the job was being solicited or it was up for grabs. It was a situation where I found myself at a dinner table with, if you guys remember David Pecker, right, the CEO of American Media, and of course, who owned the Olympia and all those magazines, including the Inquirer and Us Weekly and all that. We were at a dinner table and we were just talking about the sport. We were talking about the Olympia. And I think there had been a couple of years where And I should start by saying that, prior to me, Robin Chang was in this position, and Robin's an excellent promoter, does a great job, spent many years growing the event, and deserves a lot of credit for that. But I think on the business side, certain metrics weren't moving the way David wanted to see them move from a revenue standpoint, and there was things that weren't being tapped, and that whole thing. So we sat down and we had a 3 or 4 hour conversation, and we were just talking, just like we're talking right now. And by the time the conversation was over, David basically said, "I would like you to run the Olympia for me." To which I responded and I said, "David, you do realize that I've been doing a lot of things over the years. I've had all kinds of different jobs, and I've, understood the business components of what we do, and the marketing and the branding, and there's a lot of elements in relationship building of what goes on. But I said, I'm not the guy that throws on the headset and produces a bodybuilding contest." And he looked at me and he said, "Well, that's not what I need." He goes, "I could find that anywhere." He goes, "I need what you do." Because I think he felt like there was some disconnect and there were certain things that weren't happening. So he ended up offering me the job. And yeah, you're right. You said it perfectly. I was thrown in to the deep ends of the water. I really was. There was so many things that I had to get my arms around and had to figure out. There was a major transition. The old team, as we knew it, was pretty much gone, and there was a few carryovers that proved to be very valuable for me. But yeah, so we had to kind of revisit everything and rethink everything. And the one thing that David said before he hired me, we agreed that people needed to stop viewing the Olympia as an event. In other words, the Olympia is, yes, it goes on for 4 or 5 days a year in Las Vegas, and that's great. But the Olympia is not an event. The Olympia is a global symbol of achievement. The Olympia is the thing for which the entire world rallies around as the highest echelon in the fitness and bodybuilding world. And it is a year-round storyline. There's an entire infrastructure and qualifying system that leads all roads to the Olympia. The Olympia is that rarefied air. It's the top of the mountain. And we needed to make sure that we told that story and we brought the Olympia to the world in that way. So that was a big part of our focal point. And yeah, once the job begun, I was met with one challenge after the next, from our reigning champion in 2019, not being able to compete and defend his title, which was a major blow to all of us. Of course, you all know that story. To what proceeded with a global pandemic, which fully shut down the event industry, to a full and complete change of ownership of the Olympia. And the list kept going. There was never a year where it was normal business as usual. So yeah, I've a few of my hair is almost as gray as Milos is right now. And that's why I'm wearing a baseball cap. But no, it's definitely been a quite a ride for sure.
How much time do you spend thinking about things that what is there that I can do better for next year?
Every minute of every day. We wake up early. It's all we think about. I'm very fortunate in terms of, I'd say we're all fortunate. Every one of us here and fans around the world, we're very fortunate that Jake acquired the Olympia. Jake gives me and my team the resources, the tools, and the ambition to seek the most challenging scenarios and to have the most ambitious plans. We have the opportunity to do things production-wise. We have the opportunity to do things with overall fan experience that we had never been able to do before. So it's almost like if you root for a sports team and your favorite sports team is owned by, say, Mark Cuban, that's a great win, right, for the fan base, because you know he's going to do whatever it takes to make sure that fan base is happy. You don't want your team to be owned by an owner that is not as focused on the fans. And Jake is very focused on the fans. He's very focused on the athletes. So that empowers us to really do a lot of exciting things. And you guys have seen what has happened to the stage production over the last few years. Now, there are critics of it that'll talk about lighting and certain things that we know this is always going to be a hot topic, but we've really worked hard to create something visually overwhelming. If you guys will remember, for many years, people would attend shows, including the Olympia, by the way, and they'd say, this is boring, right? They would say, this is boring. Because let's face it, bodybuilding shows they can be boring, right, guys? I mean, let's call it what it is. It's not like you're going to the UFC and watching guys kick the shit out of each other. You're watching guys do quarter turns and hit compulsory poses on a stage. It's not the most entertaining thing to watch. So what we vowed to do, myself, Jake, Tamer, Angelica, our team, we vowed to make sure that nobody ever left the building and said the words, "that was boring." So that was our primary focus. And I feel like we have been able to achieve that because, as you guys know, it is total and complete sensory overload when you come to the Olympia now. It is a wild experience. And yeah, it's not for everybody. There are purists. Just like when you go to a baseball game, there's those purist fans that want things to never change and they want to see things exactly the way they did back when they were, kids. But there's part of that evolution of entertainment. One of the reasons why we were recognized recently with the key to the city of Las Vegas. Remember, Las Vegas is the entertainment capital of the world. We are in the business of entertainment. We're trying to provide visceral, positive, exciting experiences for fans. So to be able to create an environment where people are showing up and they're entertained and it's exciting and they're not staring at their watches. I used to joke with our old friend Lonnie Teeper, who's a great MC. And when the show was over, I'd say, "Hey, Lonnie, how did it go?" And he'd say, "Hey, I got everybody out of there in an hour and 38 minutes. And I thought to myself, how insane is it that we would judge the quality of a show by how quickly we got out of there? I mean, think of the absurdity of that. We're basically saying this is torture. We don't want to force people to sit in their seats any longer than they have to, which is an insane idea. So for me, I feel like we've moved away from that. People accept the fact that we have 11 divisions at the Olympia. We are forced to have a long, robust production. There's nothing we can do about it. We don't have the luxury of eliminating divisions. We can't say, "Hey, we're only going to do these 5 divisions because these are popular," and we can't do that. We have 11 divisions from men's open to wheelchair and everything in between, and we're very proud to do what we can to make that as entertaining as possible and make it so that people aren't staring at their watches. So Jake is a big part of that. So yeah, it's been interesting.
So we have the 60th anniversary coming up in, what is it, 4 weeks? 4 weeks this weekend? 4 weeks this weekend. Is there anything you can let us know that, yes, I know there are going to be a couple of surprises, I'm sure. Is there something that you can tell us right now that's going to be happening at this year's Olympia?
Yeah, there's a few things I'll share. For starters, Resorts World, for those who aren't familiar with it, is a tremendous resort property. It's located at the end of the Strip, across from the new Fontainebleau and not far from the Las Vegas Convention Center, which of course is where the expo is going to be held. And Resorts World they spent $4.5 billion to build this thing just 3 years ago. And it's an incredible property. So just the hotel and the adjacent components really give us a chance to provide a much more heightened experience for the fans and for the athletes. But then there's a number of things we're going to do that involve bringing back some of the champions, some presentations we're going to be doing on stage that are going to really be, goosebumpy type experiences. I think that the fans are really going to appreciate. It's going to be a true celebration of the 60 years and a celebration of Joe's vision and where we have taken it. And I think I actually spoke recently to Betty Weeder, Joe's wife, and I filled her in on some of the things. She's still around and she still follows and pays attention. And I feel like all of us have an obligation to honor that vision and to do what we can to elevate it. So yeah, there's going to be attention to the past. There's going to be a focus on the future. And there's going to be just a lot of little bells and whistles that I think people are going to appreciate. This year's Sandow, I can tell you this. So hang on, I'm going to grab something for you.
Okay.
So I'm going to grab the Sandow Trophy. Now, here's what's going to happen. This is the Sandow Trophy, which unfortunately, Dennis and Chris, you did not get to know Eugene personally.
I had it in my car two times.
How about me?
Hey,
you know what? Milos, what was your highest Olympia placing?
10th, top 10, 8 times.
Okay, you know what?
I was close. I was close, Dan.
You were
Yeah,
Chris.
that was cold. That's okay. I forgive
Chris,
you.
well, here's the thing. Dennis and Chris were both in that coveted rare air of the top 6. Chris nearly won the thing a couple times. Now, Milos, in all fairness to you, you had the greatest abs in the history of the sport. So you beat both of these guys. Because let's face it, the abs are what got you the girls. So you win, Milos. But
You on all the covers.
that's right. And all that
We don't like you that much, Milo.
Yeah, that was okay.
So you're already the big winner. But so this trophy is going to be basically dipped in gold. And that only happened one other time. It happened
50.
at the 50th
Yep.
Olympia. So the only champion that has a gold Sandow is, of course, Phil Heath. And I know Phil is secretly jealous that somebody else is going to have one unless he decides to come back and compete in 4 weeks. So we are definitely excited to do that. So that'll be something special. But no, I got to be honest with you, there's some big things planned. And it's going to have the most impact, to be honest with you, on the individuals who won the Mr. Olympia title. We're doing some really special things for them. We're bringing them together. And I think that's going to create some really interesting moments and memorable moments on the stage. And we're very fortunate to have gotten Jake's support on a lot of, dare I say, expensive ideas. Jake has been very committed. This is a big one, guys. This is the 60th. And just because it has a 0 after it, it's not just that. I mean, we're doing a lot of things. There's a movie being made around this event that's going to come out in the spring of next year. So you're going to see a lot of elements this year that are going to just be next level because of the presence of the movie production. The movie is going to focus on the global impact that the Olympia is having, around the world, the way fans respond when Hadi Choopan gets off a plane in Iran and you see the thousands that await his arrival, and you see the way the influence the sport now has when you fly down to Sao Paulo, Brazil, and you see the impact that we have down there and other parts of the world, from South Korea to Latin America and everywhere in between. It's just become a real significant brand and a real meaningful thing to aspire for people in all continents. So the movie's going to capture a lot of that, along with the production of this year's Olympia. So between the movie and the stage production, the expo itself is going to have, for the first time ever, the Olympia Combat Zone, which is going to be a showcase for all kinds of mixed martial arts and bare knuckle fighting and a whole bunch of things that sort of fit into that space. So I think wherever you go, you're going to see something next level.
That's awesome. And
We're going to
also,
have a sumo, right?
so
We're going to have a sumo at Olympia.
Oh, really?
We're going to have sumo wrestling.
Chris, you should sign up, man.
Oh, I got my stem cell.
We put
I got my stem cell. I could have got in there.
Put that thong on.
I got the butt for it, though.
But the great news is, well, unfortunate great news is that Saturday's final is completely sold out. But there's still tickets available for Friday. Is that correct? Or are they gone by now?
Yeah, so you can still get tickets for Friday. It's getting close. I think there's only about 600 left. So we're getting down to the end there, too. So, and of course, Friday night's important because don't forget, Friday night, as you all know, is the men's prejudging for the Mr. Olympia. It takes place on Friday night. So if you want to get the first look, at Derek Lunsford battling Hadi Choopan, and the first look at Andrew Jack and Samson and Nick Walker and Brandon Curry, that's going to happen on Friday night. So you have to get those tickets now, or you're not going to be able to see prejudging. And yes, as you mentioned, the Saturday night show, it's sold out in 3 days. Tickets have not been, a lot of events like to talk sellouts, and they'll announce it at the podium of their show, which, as you all know, that's what we call a bullshit sellout. The real sellout is when you announce it months in advance and nobody can buy tickets for it in the months that lead up to the event. So we're really proud of the fact that our fans, the minute they went on sale, they attacked the box office and they bought up all the tickets, and you can't buy them now. But the one piece of good news is we're doing something different this year. We're having an official Olympia watch party. Now, this might sound ordinary when you first hear it, but this is far from ordinary. So for those of you guys who know the scene out there in Vegas, Resorts World, our host hotel, is also home to Zouk Nightclub. Now, Zouk Nightclub is the spot. It's the #1 nightclub in Vegas. The place is as hot as they come. It's on fire. This is quite a scene. This is one of the most technologically advanced clubs in the world. It's amazing. And they stepped forward and they said, listen, for everybody who wasn't able to get a ticket, why don't they come to a watch party? So the watch party is going to have the event, the live feed of the actual stage as you guys are doing your thing, and the show is going down. It's going to be fed right into the club with good, real, high-quality sound. And now remember, this isn't going to be the pay-per-view. This is going to be the actual, authentic, raw feed of the stage. So it's going to be like you're there.
Like you're in there.
And then there's going to be bar service, and there's going to be some food, and it's going to be a great time. And I think tickets are like $75, but it's going to be well worth it.
Is the food and the bar service included in the 75, or that's just to get in?
No, it's just to get in.
Okay.
But you can also lock in your own tables and the whole bit. But it's going to, just imagine being in a room filled with about 1,000 or so hardcore Olympia fans, fitness fans, bikini fans, bodybuilding fans, with the ability to go to the bar, have some drinks, get some food, and we're going to have all kinds of celebrities stopping in and influencers, kind of, getting everybody excited and taking photos and just doing a bunch of cool things. It's going to be a very comfortable environment, and you'll be around, your own people, right? Our own people, our fellow bodybuilding fans, and it's going to be a good time. So that's happening. You can go to MrOlympia.com. You can get tickets to the watch party as well. So I know there was some people who are like, why should I go out to Vegas if I can't go? You know what? I'm going to be completely honest with you. And I'm not just saying this as a promoter. I'm being dead serious. If I were going to Vegas and I wasn't working the event, like I think in some way we're all working the event in some capacity, I think I would go to the watch party. I think it's going to be more fun because you're going to be in there. You're going to be comfortable. You can move around. You can grab a few drinks, do some shots with your buddies, watch the show,
right.
Have a little bit to eat. And the screens in this place are not to be believed, from the ceiling to the walls to the floor. It's something straight out of the year 2090. It's really magnificent.
Yeah.
And
I think that's going to be amazing because
Yeah.
business is a nightclub, and this is going to be like, you got bodybuilding, you can do a couple shots with your boys.
The watch party is where it's at. That's the
Yeah,
fun.
it's going to be where it's at. Is this going to be on a Friday and Saturday, or just
Saturday? So we're just we're test driving it for Saturday night. We think it's going to be successful. There's already been great demand. We already sold a lot of tickets. Most of the reserved tables, I think, have already been spoken for. They're all gone. There's a few left. So if you have a group of people, you want to go ahead and lock in a table, that's probably the way I would do it. But either way, whether you get individual tickets or tables, it's just going to be Saturday night. And if this goes as well as I think it's going to go, we'll make it a part of the whole weekend in years to come. But
For Friday and Saturday, yeah.
Yeah,
it's indoor and outdoor. You can also walk out there by the pool at Zook Nightclub, so it's not just indoors where you can see the show.
I forgot Chris is the expert, and yeah.
Dennis,
I think Chris will be seen at the watch party. I'm 100% convinced.
we know Chris, Dennis. We know Chris will be seen at the watch party. The question is, will Chris be able to see? That's what remains to be seen.
That remains to be seen.
Dan, man, that was awesome information, man. I appreciate your time because I know you're very busy, and I'm glad you made the time to come on just to explain this to us. Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to a unbelievable Olympia weekend this year, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in Vegas, of course. And I know your time is valuable, so go ahead, do what you got to do, because I know you got a hard 4 weeks coming up.
Well, let me just before I jump out here, I just want to say the fact that it's the four of you is really special to me, because as a bodybuilding fan, and at the end of the day, when you put all the fancy titles and all the other bullshit aside, it's about we love this sport, and you guys, the three of you guys, are such a big part of why I love bodybuilding. I mean, I grew up and I was such a fan of the real deal, right? And I was such a fan of you, Dennis, and Milos. You had the physique we all wanted, and it was just, to me, it was just such an important time in shaping my love of bodybuilding. And to be able to talk to you guys about it and seeing that you guys are continuing the work. Look, I know you guys are all successful, right? I mean, I've seen the life you guys have built. I know the cars that you guys drive. I know the projects you're involved with. And personally, for me to see that you have taken that time in your life and you've leveraged it with such success, and you're still impacting the sport in such a big way, I'm so grateful to you guys and the things that you have done for me. And I'm really excited to see you guys in a few weeks at the Olympia.
We appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much.
I want to say before you go, I want to appreciate that you always said, like, I want to involve the guys who've been here and done that. And, you know, I want to keep you guys involved in the sport. And I really appreciate that, Dan, because that meant a lot. And that's something like with Joe. Joe would have done that type of thing. And we always with Joe at some capacity in the sport and in our life. And we dedicate our life to this. So the appreciation is there. Thank you.
Well,
Thank you, brother.
That, guys. Keep up the great work.
All
and
right. Take care, brother. Be safe. See you in Vegas.
All right, Dan.
All right. All right.
So much enthusiasm, huh?
Yeah, he's always been this way.
Holy.
So, you know, there's no doubt that and I believe when he says every minute of every day is what he thinks, what can he do better, because this is challenging. I mean,
Yeah.
you good,
Yeah.
you're great this year. Now you want it better next year, so you got to top it every year. So that's got to be crazy. And I know, as a promoter myself, I know what goes into promote the show, but on that level, oh, it's crazy. You got to have the best team in the world. You got to have the right people in place, because if things go wrong, and there's a lot of things that happen that the audience, we won't see that because it's behind the scenes, but you got to make sure you have the people, and you got to make sure your people are competent to pulling this off. Even if things happen, you got to be able to fix it, while you go. So I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah,
I went with Jake and Dan to UFC, and I mean, they were not just watching the UFC and event and the fights; they were watching all these promotional things.
The production, yeah.
Yeah, and Jake actually just texted me before Sphere. He went there.
Yeah.
We didn't meet, but they want to improve, and there is a lot of things to learn from Dana and Hunter and UFC. And I can only imagine what this 60th edition of Miss Olympia is going to look like. I'm sure they're going to throw that expensive in. I don't even know what it is, but I can't wait to see it.
Oh, there he is, right there, walking in. Talk about the man. There he is.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? One
morning,
thing I
Jake.
like.
Yeah, come on, step on in. Here, let me-
Must have been talking about it. Here, where are we at?
What's
There we
up,
are.
Jake?
here we go.
What up?
Hey, guys.
Hey, Jake, good to see you.
What's up, my man?
Hey, Milos, I had a text message into you here this weekend. I didn't.
Yeah, I answered it that I was there, but I was not at the same level where you were. Dana put me in a position that he wants me to see the production. So
yeah.
I enjoyed it, yeah. I'm
Big
sure you
shot.
did.
Big shot guy.
Yeah.
Was that Chris?
I say he's a big shot guy.
No,
Oh,
but
yeah.
I'm very much privileged, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, guys. All right, I just want to say hello.
Good to see you, Jake.
All
to
right,
see you, Jake.
man. Yeah, thanks, Jess.
Good. I just had Dan on.
Yeah, sure. Didn't mean to interrupt.
No, no big deal, no big deal.
Hey,
All
this-
right.
One thing I like about Jake is that he knows the athletes. He knows
He was a bodybuilding. He was a bodybuilding fan before.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I know. I used to see him at Gold's Venice back in the day.
yeah.
I'm just saying, like he knows the athletes. Like I don't think really like Pecker when he was on. I don't think he knew the athletes and knew.
Pecker had no idea who the athletes
Yeah,
are.
he bought something.
He probably knew who
Hey, by the
Phil.
way, I answered him. Maybe he didn't get the message.
Jake, he said he answered you. Maybe he didn't get the message.
Yeah, for sure.
He blocked
But anyway.
that, I think.
Yeah.
No answer.
Chris, do you remember what you were saying before Dan came on?
About
Hey, here is Jake.
Don't show it to everybody.
You know me, I don't have a secret.
put him on blast.
Jake, he wants you to read it off.
I never have a secret. It's current. But these kind of things are happening. Some people tell me that they're not.
Let me tell you something else. I'm in my phone, and my phone connects to my car when I'm driving, right? My phone rings. I answer the phone because I didn't know the number. I answer the number, and for whatever reason, it was something came into my phone, and I heard some Chinese people in the background. I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, it's happening.
I'm 60 years old. I don't know this technology and stuff, but
Yeah.
Dennis went and gripped up and got all the guns out.
Yeah, but Chris, now for real though, this would be probably a good spot for us to do the watch party on Saturday.
Where?
what do you mean?
At
watch
the
party?
Olympia, we just talked about it. At the Olympia, the watch party
Yeah,
Saturday night.
We're gonna be watching
you-
right there.
I thought you
Hopefully
were mixing
Chris knows.
in the spear, and I thought you was about to go that route. But I said,
No,
shit,
I know. I mean,
Go.
listen. Here's the thing. Do you have a ticket, Milos?
Not yet, but listen.
There's no more tickets. There's no more tickets for Saturday.
Well,
No,
but
I
Dan
wanna go- I wanna
supposedly
go to
saved
the-
it for me. You
I
know
want
what
to
I
watch
mean?
it at the watch party.
Yeah, he's supposed to save for me and Hunter.
You all gonna be at the watch party
I want to watch it at the watch party.
with
Soon as I
food,
put it with Brian, I'm out.
food
I'm
and
I
something
will
to
have to
drink.
call Dan right after. So he invited Hunter, of course, and hopefully Hunter can come on Friday. Saturday is the UFC event, same day.
Oh, so he won't even make it for
Sergio
Saturday.
Is,
Well, but
main event.
then maybe you can have his seat from Saturday then.
There you go.
If Hunter's
Yeah.
not going to make it.
Nice seat right there.
Yeah.
I was talking about Presti's muscle insertion. I thought they came down his body a little bit more. I thought I probably would have had Presti win in. I said something like that, and you said something like going back to it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So now, Milos, since you have someone in the Olympia now officially,
Yeah.
you know, because we don't know about Belarus. So, what is your goal for Bruno from now until the Olympia? What's the plan?
Listen, of course, you can't put more size. It's ludicrous to even think about it. I didn't really want him to do the Reno show, but he just texted me an hour ago. You know, he is going to Reno. You know, and which means, you know, that's going to be a third peaking and then fourth peaking at Olympia. You know, some people think it's too hard on the body.
Well,
you know,
when you're that big, it's not that easy. Yeah.
Yeah, we did this so many times. You need to keep lean, and as you were saying, he needs more fibrotic separations, striations, tie-ins, and posing wise. I can't wait to see him in front of me. I think that many poses he can hit way different.
Yeah.
You know, so you were saying about the frontal biceps, and Chris says underwhelming. So when you no, but listen, this is what it is. So it's not what you have, it's what you show, right? So when you have a big arms and big back and big legs, so why you are not presenting this exactly? Maybe you didn't hit the angles perfectly. You didn't raise the arms or, you know, take that space that we talk about. You're a master of it. You made most out of your physique. A lot of people, they don't make the most out of they have more than they show.
You're right.
Chris, you know, when Chris comes to mind for me, every time I see an athlete, or just now I have somebody here from Philadelphia who's doing the amateur Olympia, and I pose him every day because literally he had no endurance. He was 2 poses and he was done. He couldn't even go 1 round. So now we pose every day right after the workout. And every time somebody does a back double, I think about Chris. Because when it comes to back double biceps, I don't think nobody was able to show the detail, you know, better than Chris did, you know. So this would be the only pose I would call Chris for. I said, Chris, show him how to do the back double. I will tell people to go ask Chris to show you how to do a back double.
Hey, you know, the thing is, I've done it so many times, hundreds and hundreds of times.
Thousands and thousands of times. Come on now.
With yeah, exactly. With Robbie Robinson, but I worked with a lot of people, and the people that I work with, you know their names. It's never been just a Joe Schmo in the gym showing me something. It was never been something like that. But just the work that I put in personally, and then the work I put in with other people, and getting smarter with working with other people, it all grows, and you keep learning as you get older. I know guys think that we don't know much because we're older, but it's like
we're grumpy. We old and grumpy.
Yeah, we got the experience. I seen
Milos,
I was watching.
Milos lost his temper. You know, we all
lost my mind. Nervous breakdown.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a normal day in the office for me. It was just going in that direction. Yeah.
Yeah.
But posing. I mean, Chris, I really consider you absolute master of posing.
Thank you.
Dennis was good and natural, but we never figured out that back double biceps.
Never.
Right?
Never.
Yeah. And that's that frustrating when you look at.
I wish Chris would have been my friend back then, because I could have asked
back
him.
in the day,
But he would have never told me. He would have never showed me how to do it.
I would have showed you.
He would show you.
I jumped
Pinto back doubles.
We worked with Flex. Me and Flex butted heads so many times, but we worked together.
But you guys were training together. Come on.
But we butted heads.
I know, but you're still training partners. It's different. We were just how can I say? But we were just not enemies, but we were just competitors.
But we had a couple nose-to-nose face-offs in the gym ready to go at it, too.
Who?
Me and
Oh, you and Flex?
Yeah.
Oh.
And Rico got between us and stuff. We're like brothers, though. You know, brothers.
Yeah.
It's just like...
Hey, I wish that the piece of shit from Australia was there to tape you guys going head to head.
Milos.
Secretly, and then you have to explain yourself.
Milos, but see, that makes you look like you're still mad.
No, I'm
You're
just.
not. I know you're not.
It's a jab.
You're not mad. So let's not.
It's not being mad. I mean,
Yeah.
listen. I'm
I don't need to.
extremely
I don't need.
disappointed.
I don't need to see
and
another.
that's act.
I don't need to see another reaction video.
Hey, how bad can it get? I mean, my daughter has to watch me scream. Yeah, but again. So I don't know what you and Flex said to be heated. That Rico had to come between. I mean, you're competitive, but what can be like bumping heads?
Well, the thing is, though, Flex and me wasn't like I met Flex before when he won the Cal back in '89. But he's just like like a little kid that was. But then when he posed, he like opened up But I always thought I was better than him, and he always thought he was better than me.
Even 89?
Huh?
Even 89?
Yeah. So.
Well, you were delusional.
I mean, I'm looking at his legs, and I'm like, no, I got better legs than this guy. He had better biceps than I did. He had,
but Flex might have not had the biggest legs, but he had the deepest separation, though.
I competed in that 89 Cal, which he won light heavy and overall. I was fourth in the heavyweights. And
Really?
I came up to him and said, like, you have the favorite physique that I've seen.
Wow.
I mean, Jesus Christ, he was so phenomenal.
Yeah, so then, he was walking around with the Flex on the back of his head.
So, Chris,
I had a tattoo. I have a tattoo. My first tattoo said Flex on my leg on the shit. And he was, I was like,
Chris,
my God.
honest question for you, Chris.
Yeah.
Be honest, though. Just straight.
Yeah.
Do you think you are better than Flex?
89.
No, I'm not talking about a year. I'm talking
Yes.
about overall
Yes.
as a bodybuilder. Do you think you were
As a
better than
bodybuilder,
Flex?
yes.
Okay, that's my clickbait this week.
Yes.
Okay.
Because let me tell you.
Okay, listen.
Let me tell you.
You were-
The torso, you look at the torso, he had a smaller waist than me, but he had no width on me at all. His body was not a width physique. If you look at the rear lat spread, it was no comparison whatsoever. If you look at the actual quad density,
Yeah, but now you're pointing out what you think you were better.
I'm just telling you a reason why I think that.
Point out what he was better at than you. Where was he better than you? Yeah.
Better than me, biceps, triceps, shoulder delts, back the back lats. He had that fan of striations across his lats, which I never liked looking at when he would train because he was so much better than mine. So he had pulled back. That was real crazy.
Yeah.
Open up was gonna be underwhelming.
So why do you think he beat you most of the time?
Well, he had that aura about him. He had the name.
So you don't think it was the body?
Listen, so when he did that in '93, I was his training partner in '92, getting ready for the '92 season. And in '93, I was part of the team with him. And then the judges, in their mindset, that was the ultimate. Everyone saw that shot at the Arnold Classic, 219 pounds, the ultimate physique, blah, blah, blah. They were never talking like that about me, so I was never, but I'm training with the guy. I know his weaknesses in the gym. I know I could see everything. I could see that after a competition, he's down to, he looks like he's too whatever he is on stage, but he loses all his muscle within 2 weeks. And I'm still looking like I did when I was on the show. And I was like, damn. I was like, I'm a better bodybuilder than this guy. I was like, he had this aura. And then even when I beat him after we had that face off in the gym, I beat him on the stage at the Ironman.
Mm-hmm. I was there.
Easy, right?
But he was off.
But listen, easy. They still didn't have me in the middle. Sandra Rinaldi was still had
But you beat him.
Because their mindset was already dead set.
But Chris, you beat him. So why you care where you stood in the middle on the side?
I should have never been on the outside of that three. Me, Dexter, and him.
Put me in the fucking put me behind the curtain if I win the show. I don't care.
But the thing is, though, I'm just saying the mindset behind the judge and the perception behind it, is where you are is where they think. Because even when I went to San Francisco when Lee Priest beat me,
So
the one guy didn't call me out in the first call out.
okay, so
The
Chris.
second is
Okay.
Chris is out of shape. Chris is not in shape. He's not in the first call out. When you think if you're not in the first call out when they trip you out, like what the fuck? I should be winning.
Yeah, I thought I thought I was supposed to
didn't make the
be.
first
I thought
call.
I was going to be in the first call out at the '99 Night of Champions.
You went to walk.
I'm standing in 50 competitors, 1999 fucking Night of Champions. I think I'm going to be in the first call out. Shit. First, first call out, no.
First to take a
Second
shower,
call out, no. Third call out, now they're calling me. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? I wanted to quit bodybuilding. But what I'm saying
first
is,
to take a shower.
so you beat him at the Ironman, but then a week later you lose at the Arnold.
And I shouldn't have.
Oh,
Listen. By the way, 99.
There's some things I need to talk about off camera on that one.
okay, Milos.
Yeah,
Do
I
you
will say
agree?
that, yeah.
Do you agree with Chris that he was a better bodybuilder than Flex?
Look, until 99 Olympia, I would never give
Don't
it to-
single out.
No,
Look at the density.
Okay.
Look at the
At the
density.
99 Olympia, we talk about it. I gave it to Chris, right? So Dennis, so let's discuss this. He saw him beating Flex 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, like for a decade. I didn't. I love your physique, Chris, but you
No. I didn't say the whole decade. I said I became more of that. He had a more narrow physique. I had to blossom into that. It's the timing.
You took your time, yes.
Even with Sean Ray, when my body was blossomed, then I was able to beat Sean Ray, but not before because I have more width to work with.
Yeah.
At the time.
So Sean and Flex are similar in they were narrow. They were not as wide as you.
So they can get there
Even
before
though-
me, but I'm coming.
Yeah, but ever since Flex won that USA, I mean that was phenomenal.
So-
then turned pro, and he was
So Chris
winning
thinks,
dominantly.
yeah. So Chris thinks if we would rewatch every prejudging that you guys competed against each other, with the judging today,
And I beat him in
with the-
95 at
with
the
the,
Olympia.
with the judges today.
Which one?
I beat him in
95?
95 at the Olympia.
Well, yeah, but,
I don't remember.
I
that
was
one.
6, he was 9th.
yeah, but come on. If he's ninth, I mean, he was terrible.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah, I mean,
I
there
mean,
was-
but come on.
Hey.
If it's like
Well, look at the photos. He wasn't terrible.
Chris, yeah, but Chris,
Hey.
Chris, if it's
Hold
like
up.
you just said before that it's his aura. If it's his
Why gotta be-
aura, why would he end up in ninth?
But why got to be terrible for me to beat him and I took 6?
I mean,
Here.
if
I was in the top
if
6
his
for my
aura if his aura is not even helping him to stay in the top 6, how bad does he have to be?
Here it is, Chris. You had a structure, and you can, be a little off and still look structurally beautiful shape. When Flex is fat, he loses his symmetry and
Everything,
shape.
yeah.
Beauty.
That's true.
Okay, so that was the thing about him.
Milos,
Yeah.
who is a better bodybuilder, Chris or Flex?
Flex was throughout his
Overall.
career. Flex throughout his career, but the 99, I would give it to.
I'm
Chris.
not talking single shows.
What about
I'm just talking-
95?
And
What about-
listen, 99 Flex was a formidable Flex.
Yeah.
98 he lost, so it's not like he would beat 99 like off version of Flex. He would, in my opinion, beat on version of Flex, and then Flex go to Europe and the British Grand Prix. He gave a run for the money to Ronnie
Hey,
Coleman.
but don't think I don't have so much respect for we're talking about minute inches and very small.
You beat him on the width.
I was just about to say that, Chris. I would think that Flex was, in my opinion, a better bodybuilder, but you were right in his ass. I mean, you were
Yeah.
right there. It's not like he was clearly better than you. That's not what I'm trying to say.
I gotta jump in. Sorry, Chris. There was interview that I was hired to do with you after 99 Olympia for Master Fitness. You remember that one? And at that one, I asked.
I remember that.
Listen, Dennis, I asked Chris, which body part would Flex beat you? Like, what is a body part? And he said one only. You remember? Okay.
I'm gonna say
Just don't say it.
without being.
What
without
do you
being
think?
serious.
One body part that Flex beat Chris in 99 Olympia. One body part that Chris admitted.
What body part that Chris beat
Yeah.
Flex at the 99?
No, the Flex beat Chris in that show.
Oh, at the
Because-
99.
Yeah, Chris gave him one body part.
Oh, he gave him one body part?
Yeah.
Don't
Chris
don't say don't
said, okay, one body part. You never guess.
I don't know. Abs?
Forearms. Is that good?
I remember that photo, that interview. That was fun.
Yeah. But I remember because I was dying laughing, like, okay, you just gave him a huge props. Forearms.
But like I said, I just thought he did have that aura about him. He's the first one that even had team anything in the sport, team flex wheeler or whatever. He was the first one that did that, and then there's been many after that, many teams and everything. So he put a big. He was a big. I mean, I don't know.
It was. I mean, he's an icon of the sport. I mean, we
Yeah,
can't take that away from him.
for sure. That's what I'm saying.
know?
Yeah.
It's most of us' favorite physique. When we
Yeah,
talk about
yeah.
favorite physique,
And
we
we
all mention him.
And we
But
pushed each other so hard as far as like we didn't want to lose to each other at all on any given moment. We didn't want to lose to each other for sure. Even in the video games we would play after going to Roxbury all night.
that's the way it should be. If you don't have that competitive,
Yeah.
I mean, if I would play ping pong with you and you don't want to try hard, I don't want to play. What's the point?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sweating. It'd be
All right.
sweating.
Guys, that brings us to our favorite part of the show. We going to the predictions.
Oh,
Okay, so we're going to be at 4 weeks out.
somebody's saying like, why don't we do top 10? You know,
Yeah.
which brings the other people in the crowd like that.
Let's do the top 10 next week and
Okay.
the following week after that, because we have two more after
I gotta
this
look
one.
at the list in front of me.
Huh?
I would need to look at the list.
Yeah. So
Who's in?
I'm
Dropped
gonna-
out. Who's-
I have a good idea for the top 10. I'm just not sure 6 to 10. This could go anyway. I mean, so let's go with the top
Did we
6
ever-
for
did we
this
ever-
week. So I'm going to start off with Chris,
Oh,
because
okay.
Milos
Go.
was started last week.
There you go.
Chris, do you want me to repeat your top 6 from last week?
Yeah.
You had. Wait a minute. That was not last week.
We had a Derek winning.
That wasn't last. That was last week. Okay, Chris had Derek winning, Nick Walker in second, Hardy Chopin in third, Andrew in fourth, Samson in fifth, and Martin Fitzwater in sixth.
He was smoking crack last week.
Okay, Milos. Bias.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Chris, come on. Go ahead, lose some followers. Let's go.
Derek,
Still going with Derek. Yeah. Hardy.
Hottie, Nick. No. Derek, Hottie. Yeah. Derek, Nick, Hottie.
Oh, you're gonna Hardy in third again?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep. I
Hardy.
think it's too big. You're gonna go for too big. Gonna be not as shredded as the Arnold Classic. And then there's gonna be Samson. No. It's gonna be Jacked, and then Samson, and then what did I say? Same guy.
Who?
Martin?
Martin, yeah.
Okay. So you're basically repeating exactly what you did last week.
Yeah.
No change. Milos.
I haven't seen
Yeah,
it.
I'll repeat also because I still think Hardy is Hardy. But Samson is looking, very good. And I was always a fan of his physique. And I still think that if he brings his all-time best, he has a very good chance of beating Hardy. But Hardy is Hardy, so I still see him first, Samson second, Derek third. Okay, even though I like Andrew Jack's physique way better, I have to give Derek is Mr. Olympia, has a muscle, has a shape. He doesn't have all this density and detail. If I'm a judge, I would give it to Andrew, but I do believe that they're going to put Derek in top 3, Andrew fourth.
Yeah, but we're not predicting what the judges will do. We're predicting what you see.
Oh, no. Yeah, but I predict what judge is going to say. If I'm a judge,
If you're,
oh,
Yeah,
that's
no,
what we
yeah,
look.
I'm
but,
a
but
judge.
that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for what you would do if you would decide.
Come on, man.
if I'm a judge, I would be hashtag bodybuilding. It would be
Okay.
a Samson, Andrew, and
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I see.
Now.
Yeah, it's better if you predict
Yeah.
what you think's going to happen. Yeah. Not
Yeah,
what you
yeah,
want.
exactly.
Not what you want to see.
I'm considering
We'll
everything.
We'll be
If I am,
biased. Yeah.
if I'm a judge, for me, Sean, Kevin, Flex, and Chris would beat Dorian,
Yeah.
right? But that's not all it counts. So first, Hadi, second, Samson, third, Derek, fourth, Andrew, fifth, Nick. Even though I do think that that's going to be all-time best Nick, I still don't think that he might take over the Andrew, but I still think that Andrew is Andrew. And six would be Rafael Brandao, even though Martin is looking, quite hard to overlook. I still think that Rafael has a better physique.
So you put in Raphael this weekend.
I didn't last week.
No, last week you had Hunter in sixth.
I forgot about Rob.
Yeah. Okay. So I put I
I forgot
think
about Raphael.
yeah.
Yeah. See, I was going to put Raphael this week in my top 6 too. That's why I'm surprised that Milos is saying, because I have to totally agree with Milos with everything you just said. I see it. I only thing I'm going to switch is I'm going to switch Nick and Andrew.
Possible.
I see Nick beating Andrew just because. I don't know.
He beat him last few times.
Just because, yeah. Because that's the reason why.
And they say I'm like Nick Walker hater. Hey, we have a first, second, third flipping.
You know what?
from
But you know what I'm really looking forward to? What comparison? Nick and Derek.
Nick and Derek, yeah.
Yeah.
Nick, Derek, and yeah. So we had a Nick, Samson, and Andrew at the Arnold Classic. We've seen that one, right?
Yeah.
But we didn't see this exactly.
But I would like to see Nick and Derek next to each other in the comparison, because I think that Nick, if you put them next to each other, I think you could really see what
By pose?
yeah,
Muscle.
pose by pose.
A
You know
side
what I'm
chat.
saying? And yeah, side chest, side try, even front double. You know what I mean? Yeah, he has a better V taper, but I would like to see compared muscle, because Nick's biceps is fucking ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. Yeah.
You know? And,
Okay,
and they both not going to have the biggest quad sweep. Does turn around, yeah. We know Derek has a crazy back double bicep, but so does Nick.
So does Nick.
Nick has crazy fucking hamstrings from the rear. So I would like, this is the comparisons that I'm looking forward to, is Nick next to Derek.
And being that he wasn't there last year to
Yeah, I still stand by what I said, stand by it. That if Nick would have been in there last year,
I'm looking for Nick to bring that energy to the show.
yeah,
Nick
last year.
Nick beats Derek on both side shots on most muscular, right?
Mm-hmm.
He is very competitive on the back double biceps, which still nobody touches Derek. I mean, let's face it, that's his pose. Okay, Derek is going to beat him on lat spread from front and back. Okay, and then it's going to be ab shot, if vacuum counts or doesn't count, and most muscular is Nick's.
yeah.
Okay, so
It's close.
there is
It's close.
argument. Yeah, it's gonna be very close.
Yeah.
And listen, and when you put Nick next to everybody else and go pose by pose, yeah,
Same thing.
he can win half of the poses, or maybe even more than the half.
Mm-hmm.
But still, I first go with the shape and overall look, and then we go pose by pose.
Yeah.
What about that most muscular?
Most muscular, I mean, Nick would beat Derek in most muscular.
Oh, yeah.
That's no brainer.
Oh yeah. That's why I can't wait, to be honest. I can't wait. I want to see what's going on. I'm going to. So
Ab shot.
Huh?
So you had a pretty much, Dennis, if I'm correct, you said Hadi, Samson, you had Derek, then you had Nick, and then Andrew, and then Rafael.
No. I have it the same way you have it today. The only thing I would switch is Nick and Andrew. So I would have Nick in fourth and Andrew in fifth this week, and Rafael in sixth. But I think Rafael can be dangerous for Andrew too. You know, if Andrew is missing his peak, and Rafael, you know, with the added size, hits it. You know, it's
Okay, so imagine Rafael with a tight hamstring and glutes. Okay, because you were saying at the Arnold Classic he was so impressive, right?
Yeah, he was. To me, he was.
More size, more fullness, great shape, and
But-
that's the part that was missing.
Yeah.
But Andrew will be better than he was at the Texas show.
Yeah, I really
but
hope so.
that's why I said if he misses his peak.
Yeah.
If he doesn't miss his peak, Andrew's fucking the contender to fucking win this show.
Yeah.
Just based off the first lineup when they come out. He destroys everybody in the fucking front relax right away.
Yeah.
I mean,
And double.
destroys.
And front lat spread.
So he's
And ab shot.
he's shooting ahead right off the bat. So that's why if his condition is spot on, he's
Yeah, he's definitely the X factor in the competition.
Yeah.
yeah.
Will they go for that really busy body look, or will they go for something else?
Yeah, we'll see. We got 4 more weeks. Guys, I appreciate you both. Milos, I know it's late for you. Oh, well, then again, it's not late for you. You up all night anyways. And I don't know how you do it. I will see you guys next week. And have you, Milos, did you get your schedule for the expo yet?
Not yet. Yeah.
You can't find out? You can't find out? Because I have to plan it so I know about the chairs.
Oh yeah, I'll send a text message. Yeah.
Just see if you can listen. Just see if you could get. We have.
I know I'm gonna have a 2 hours window that I have to be there for sure.
Okay.
And I hope exactly at that time.
I have a 2.5 hour window for the podcast from 12 to 2:30. So I'm thinking more like 1 to 1:30. You know, so if you have a 2 hour window, maybe you can go in from like 11,
Yeah,
from
I'll
11 to 1 or
fine.
so. Just find out so we can plan it.
Super important for me.
Yeah.
What actor does Milos look like with that light shining on his head like that?
Who?
What actor does?
Hey,
I didn't have the time to adjust the angle.
I tell you who, Kirk Douglas.
Kirk Douglas, Anthony Hopkins and shit.
Yeah, look at it. Look at these pictures over there. My mom still holds them. Yeah.
There you go.
Look at it. Look at the birth.
All right, guys. I'm out of here. Take care. Peace out.
All right.
God bless
Bye,
you all.
brother.
Bye-bye.
Later.
All right.